Welcome back to BNB Spoilers channel. Today we will dive into the swirling drama surrounding Taylor Hayes, Ridge Forrester, and Brooke Logan in The Bold and the Beautiful. As the love triangle intensifies with unexpected twists and heart-wrenching decisions, fans are on the edge of their seats wondering if Taylor will finally take a stand or if Ridge's wavering heart will once again dictate the course of their relationship. In this expanded exploration, we'll unpack the emotional undercurrents, invent fresh perspectives, and delve into the intricate dynamics of these iconic characters with new details and vivid storytelling. Buckle up for a roller coaster of romance, rejection, and revelations in the world of Forrester and Logan drama. Let's start with Taylor Hayes, a woman whose poise and strength often hide a storm of insecurities when it comes to Ridge Forrester. Despite her best efforts to project confidence, Taylor's lingering doubts about Ridge's true feelings for Brooke Logan bubble beneath the surface like a volcano ready to erupt. Every sidelong glance Ridge casts toward Brooke, every moment of hesitation in his reassurances, chips away at Taylor's carefully constructed facade. In a private moment, perhaps while staring out over the sprawling Los Angeles skyline from her balcony, Taylor might wrestle with memories of Ridge's past betrayals. The years of back and forth between her and Brooke have left scars that no amount of sweet words can heal. She recalls a specific instance, a gala from years ago at the Forrester mansion, where Ridge's eyes lingered on Brooke across the room even as he held Taylor's hand. That memory haunts her, fueling her fear that history is doomed to repeat itself. As Ridge insists that Taylor is his future, his words feel hollow to her, almost like a rehearsed script rather than a heartfelt vow. This internal conflict is not just a passing thought for Taylor, it's a gnawing ache that threatens to unravel her resolve. The tension escalates as a new player enters the scene, stirring the pot of this already complicated romance. Ridge learns of Nick Marone's return to Los Angeles, a man whose history with Brooke is as tumultuous as it is passionate. Nick, with his rugged charm and undeniable chemistry with Brooke, represents a threat that Ridge cannot ignore. Perhaps Ridge overhears a conversation at a local cafe, where Nick's name slips from Brooke's lips with a tone of nostalgic warmth, igniting a fire of jealousy within him. Ridge's protective instincts surge to the forefront, not just out of love, but out of a primal need to reclaim what he perceives as his. This development sends shockwaves through Taylor's fragile sense of security. Late at night, as she lies awake in her luxurious bedroom adorned with soft lavender hues, Taylor might imagine Ridge rushing to Brooke's side under the guise of concern, leaving her to question whether his heart was ever truly hers. Her anxiety peaks as she envisions Ridge's protective nature morphing into an excuse to reconnect with Brooke, a fear that feels more like a premonition than mere paranoia. Meanwhile, Ridge seems determined to prove his commitment to Taylor, though his actions often speak louder than his promises. The weight of Eric Forrester's past words, that Ridge is neither engaged nor married to Taylor, might echo in his mind during a quiet moment at Forrester Creations, surrounded by sketches of elegant designs that pale in comparison to the chaos of his personal life. Eric's reminder could sting like a fresh wound, pushing Ridge to contemplate a grand gesture to solidify his bond with Taylor. Perhaps he envisions a romantic evening under the stars at a secluded vineyard just outside of town, where he plans to present Taylor with a family heirloom ring, a symbol of his supposed dedication. Yet, even as he rehearses the proposal in his mind, his thoughts drift to Brooke, her laugh, her touch, the history they share. This internal tug-of-war reveals a man torn between duty and desire, unsure if his heart can truly align with his intentions. Ridge's potential decision to propose might be less about love for Taylor and more about convincing himself that he can move on from Brooke, a fragile attempt to silence the doubts that plague them both. However, Taylor's response to Ridge's gesture may not be the fairy tale acceptance he hopes for. As the end of July approaches, the storyline takes a dramatic turn with Ridge finding himself entangled in a whirlwind chase across Italy, desperate to be near Brooke. Picture this: Ridge, dashing through the cobblestone streets of Florence, the scent of fresh gelato in the air, his heart pounding not just from the run but from the realization that Brooke is his true north. This pursuit, sparked by Nick Marone's presence, lays bare the undeniable truth. Ridge's affections are still anchored to Brooke. Back in Los Angeles, Taylor might receive a call from a mutual friend describing Ridge's escapades, each word cutting deeper than the last. In a moment of quiet reflection, perhaps while tending to her garden of vibrant roses, a hobby she's taken up to find peace, Taylor could come to a profound realization. She might decide that loving Ridge means letting him go, even if it shatters her heart. When Ridge eventually returns and drops to one knee, ring in hand, Taylor's response could be a resolute no. With tears glistening in her eyes, she might confess that she sees the truth in his longing glances toward Brooke, urging him to follow his heart, even if it leads him away from her. This potential breakup is not just a plot twist but a chance to redefine Taylor's character with strength and dignity. Imagine Taylor standing tall in the Forrester living room, the chandelier casting a soft glow on her determined expression, as she tells Ridge that she deserves a love that doesn't come with conditions or competition. She could remind him of their shared history, late-night talks, promises made under starlit skies, but assert that she refuses to be a placeholder for someone else. Taylor's decision to step away could be portrayed as an act of self-love, a bold move to reclaim her worth after years of being caught in Ridge's orbit. Perhaps the writers introduce a new storyline where Taylor embarks on a journey of self-discovery, maybe traveling to a quaint coastal town in California to reconnect with old friends or even penning a memoir about resilience in love. This fresh arc would give fans a reason to root for Taylor beyond her connection to Ridge, showcasing her as a woman who chooses herself over a fractured romance. Adding another layer to this saga, Brooke's unexpected accident could serve as the catalyst that reshapes Ridge's perspective entirely. Let's envision a harrowing scene where Brooke, distracted by her swirling emotions over Nick and Ridge, loses control on a winding cliffside road during a stormy night. The news of her accident reaches Ridge while he's in Italy, perhaps through a frantic call from Hope, Brooke's daughter, her voice trembling with fear. The moment Ridge hears of Brooke's peril, his world tilts, every unresolved feeling floods back, painting her as the soulmate he cannot lose. This incident might unfold with Ridge racing to the hospital, his mind replaying memories of their first dance at a charity ball, the way Brooke's smile lit up even his darkest days. As he stands by her bedside, seeing her fragile yet defiant spirit, Ridge could finally acknowledge that Brooke is the one he's always destined to be with, a realization that seals the fate of his relationship with Taylor. Next, we will learn about the escalating tension surrounding Luna Nozawa's dangerous obsession with Hayes Forrester Finnegan in The Bold and the Beautiful. As Luna's desperation spirals into a potentially sinister plot, the dynamics at the Cliff House grow increasingly fraught with suspicion and betrayal. In this extended and creatively reimagined article, we'll explore the depths of Luna's vendetta, introduce fresh elements to enrich the narrative, and paint vivid scenes that bring each character's struggles to life. Join us as we delve into the intricate web of familial ties, rejected bonds, and possible heroism in this gripping storyline, ensuring every twist and turn captivates your imagination. Let's begin with Luna Nozawa, a young woman whose longing for connection has morphed into a dark obsession following the shocking revelation of her true relationship with John Finn Finnegan. The discovery that Finn is her father, rather than a distant cousin, should have been a moment of joy, but it has instead become a source of anguish. Picture Luna sitting alone in a dimly lit apartment, surrounded by scattered photographs of happier times that never were, her eyes fixed on a candid shot of Finn smiling with his family. Each rejection from Finn cuts deeper, especially given the horrific crimes she committed in her past, one of which nearly claimed the life of Finn's beloved wife, Steffi Forrester Finnegan. Despite the gravity of her actions, Luna's heart aches for acceptance, for a chance to rewrite her story. Yet Finn's cold refusals, delivered with a mix of pity and resolve during their tense encounters at the Cliff House, push her to a breaking point. Her desperation festers, transforming into a dangerous need to force her way into Finn's life, no matter the cost. This internal battle between yearning and resentment sets the stage for a chilling turn in her character arc. Finn's steadfast rejection of Luna is not just a personal boundary but a shield for his family, though it fuels Luna's growing bitterness. Imagine Finn standing on the Cliff House balcony at sunset, the ocean's restless waves mirroring his turmoil, as he wrestles with the weight of Luna's past actions. He recalls a specific moment of horror. Luna's involvement in a scheme that endangered Steffi, making it impossible for him to see her as anything but a threat. Each time Luna barges into their home, uninvited and pleading for a bond, Finn's resolve hardens. Perhaps during one such confrontation, under the looming shadow of a family portrait on the wall, Finn's voice trembles with frustration as he tells Luna that a relationship between them can never exist. But Luna, blinded by her own pain, refuses to accept this finality. In her twisted perception, she begins to pin the blame on Steffi, imagining her as the gatekeeper standing between father and daughter. This misdirected anger brews a storm within Luna, one that threatens to engulf everyone around her, especially the innocent Hayes Forrester Finnegan. Luna's fixation soon shifts to Hayes, Finn and Steffi's young son, turning a flicker of familial affection into something far more menacing. At first, Luna's interest in Hayes might seem innocuous. Perhaps she watches him play in the backyard, her lips curling into a faint smile as she calls him her little stepbrother under her breath. But this fleeting warmth sours into resentment during a poignant scene at a local park, where Luna witnesses Finn showering Hayes with affection, spinning him in the air with laughter that she's never known from her father. The stark contrast between Finn's love for Hayes and his rejection of her ignites a bitter rage in Luna's heart. Standing hidden behind a cluster of palm trees, her fingers tightening around a crumpled photo of herself as a child, Luna's thoughts darken. She begins to see Hayes not as a child to cherish, but as a pawn in her quest for revenge against Steffi, whom she holds responsible for her isolation. This shift marks a dangerous pivot in Luna's intentions, setting the stage for a slow-burning vendetta that could shatter the Forrester Finnegan family. The depth of Luna's vengeful streak becomes evident as she confides her twisted plans to Remy Price, a shadowy figure who might encourage her darker impulses. Picture a clandestine meeting at a rundown diner on the outskirts of Los Angeles, the flickering neon sign casting an eerie glow over their hushed conversation. Luna, her voice low and laced with spite, muses about the pain of separating Steffi from her child, her words chilling even Remy, who shifts uncomfortably in the vinyl booth. Her obsession soon manifests in covert actions. Luna begins spying on Hayes, Finn, Steffi, and even Liam Spencer during a temporary art class held at a sunlit beach house. Hidden behind a row of colorful easels, she watches Hayes dab paint onto a canvas, her mind racing with schemes rather than sisterly warmth. Spoilers hint at an unsettling development during the week of June 16, where Luna presents Hayes with a seemingly innocent gift. Perhaps a handcrafted toy boat painted in bright blues and whites. Yet, beneath this gesture lies a calculated move to win the boy's trust, a stepping stone in a plan far more sinister than anyone suspects. Meanwhile, Steffi and Finn remain unaware of the immediate threat Luna poses, their focus diverted by the demands of work and family life. Envision Steffi in her sleek office at Forrester Creations, surrounded by fabric swatches and design boards, her brow furrowed as she tackles a looming deadline. Her distraction means she misses subtle signs of Luna's encroachment, like the unfamiliar toy boat Hayes chatters excitedly about at dinner. Finn, too, is preoccupied, perhaps spending late hours at the hospital, haunted by the dual burden of protecting his family and grappling with Luna's persistent pleas. Spoilers for the week suggest Steffi's attention remains on professional challenges, leaving a critical blind spot in their defenses. However, a glimmer of hope emerges in the form of Electra Forrester, a trusted ally who has become a pillar of support for Steffi with the children. Electra's bond with Hayes, nurtured through joyful outings to the movies where they share popcorn and giggle at animated adventures, might just be the safeguard the family needs against Luna's machinations. Electra Forrester's role in this unfolding drama could prove pivotal, potentially positioning her as an unlikely hero in Hayes' life. Imagine Electra, with her vibrant energy and keen intuition, noticing something off about the new toy boat Hayes proudly shows her during one of their movie nights at a cozy seaside theater. Perhaps she spots an odd inscription on the toy, or senses Hayes' unusual excitement about a new friend he met briefly. Electra's protective instincts kick in, especially given Luna's inability to act swiftly. Luna still lacks a secure hideout for any potential kidnapping and needs to build Hayes' trust before luring him away. This slow build in Luna's revenge plot buys time for Electra to piece together the puzzle. Picture a tense moment where Electra, while babysitting Hayes at the Cliff House, intercepts Luna attempting to approach the boy during a seemingly innocuous visit. With the crashing waves as a backdrop, Electra might stand firm between Luna and Hayes, her voice steady as she questions Luna's intentions, potentially thwarting a dangerous scheme before it fully takes shape. Electra's regular presence in Hayes' life, those movie trips, building sandcastles at the beach, could be the key to keeping him safe from Luna's grasp. Next, we will learn about the rekindled tensions and simmering emotions at the Forrester mansion as Ridge Forrester grapples with the unexpected return of Nick Marone into Brooke Logan's life. This latest twist in The Bold and the Beautiful brings old rivalries and unresolved feelings to the forefront, stirring up a storm of jealousy, protectiveness, and longing. In this extensively expanded and creatively reimagined article, we'll dive deep into the emotional undercurrents of each character's perspective, weaving in fresh details and inventive elements to enrich the drama. Join us as we explore the intricate dance of love, rivalry, and past grievances that threatens to reshape relationships in the Forrester and Logan circles. The drama unfolds within the opulent walls of the Forrester mansion, where Taylor Hayes senses a cloud of distraction hanging over Ridge Forrester like a persistent shadow. As they sit in the grand living room, surrounded by elegant decor and family portraits that bear witness to years of tangled romances, Taylor's keen intuition as a psychiatrist picks up on Ridge's unspoken burden. Perhaps she notices the way his fingers tighten around a glass of scotch, or how his gaze lingers on a distant point beyond the window, as if lost in a memory from the night before. When she gently probes, asking if he'd like to share what's weighing on him, Ridge offers a gruff dismissal, teasing that nothing escapes Dr. Taylor Hayes. Yet, beneath his attempt at light-hearted deflection, a flicker of unease betrays him. He finally reveals the source of his discontent. A jarring encounter where he walked in on Brooke with a figure from their shared past, none other than the seafaring charmer, Nick Marone. Taylor, ever perceptive, reads the undercurrent of irritation in Ridge's tone as he describes Nick's return to Los Angeles, a man whose presence seems to unravel Ridge's carefully maintained composure. This moment sets the stage for a deeper exploration of feelings long buried but never forgotten. Taylor presses further, her voice a blend of concern and curiosity as she seeks to understand the impact of seeing Nick with Brooke. Picture them moving to the mansion's lush garden terrace, the scent of blooming jasmine mingling with the tension in the air, as Taylor gently repeats that witnessing his half-brother with Brooke must have been a bitter pill to swallow. Ridge's response is sharp, his words dripping with disdain as he labels Nick a tool, a man he's never liked and never will. Perhaps he recalls a specific incident, A heated confrontation years ago at a yacht party where Nick's smug confidence clashed with Ridge's pride, leaving a lasting grudge. Ridge insists that his contempt for Nick has nothing to do with Brooke, comparing Nick's ego to that of Bill Spencer, another thorn in his side. Taylor, however, counters with a reminder of Brooke's autonomy, suggesting that if Brooke chooses to reconnect with Nick, it's her prerogative, not Ridge's to control. Her words strike a nerve. Ridge's jaw tightens as Taylor muses that Nick and Brooke might be reigniting an old flame, a possibility that visibly rattles him. As they embrace, a fleeting moment of comfort amidst the storm, Ridge mutters a curt reassurance that they're good, though his eyes betray a lingering unrest over the sailor who's sailed back into their lives. Meanwhile, across town in the bustling design office at Forrester Creations, Katie Logan senses a similar distraction in Brooke, whose mind seems adrift amid sketches and fabric samples. Surrounded by the creative chaos of upcoming collections, Katie's sisterly intuition kicks in as she notices Brooke's faraway gaze, perhaps fixed on a photo of happier times with Ridge pinned to a corkboard. When Katie inquires if Ridge is the cause of her preoccupation, Brooke reveals a different catalyst. A surprise visitor who stirred up a whirlwind of emotions the previous day. With a wry smile, she discloses that Nick Marone, the rugged sailor turned shipping tycoon, has returned to Los Angeles unannounced. Katie, caught off guard by this blast from the past, didn't even know Nick was back in town. Brooke recounts how he simply appeared at her door, his familiar grin a reminder of old sparks. Perhaps she recalls the moment vividly. Nick standing in her living room, the salty scent of the sea clinging to him, as he flashed that disarming charm she once couldn't resist. Katie, ever the supportive sister, suggests that Nick's timing, coinciding with Brooke's newfound singledom, might feel like a flattering pursuit, a boost to her confidence after Ridge's wavering affections.